Habari Entertainment proudly presents Habari Live.
Habari Live.
From Phoenix, Arizona. And you're listening to the Habari Live podcast. The show that brings you news, sports, and entertainment for people who love HabariEntertainment.com. Here are your hosts, Aisha, Jimmy, and Damon Dipleen Ellison. Let's get it going. We are all the way live.
Good morning. What's up? Let's get it going, man. Another morning, another episode of Habari Live. Habari Ghani, my people. We are thrilled to bring you the latest edition of Habari Live, your go-to podcast for the Post of Phoenix and beyond. As always, we are all the way live in Paradise Valley in Phoenix, Arizona. I am Damon Ellison and my co-host,
Aisha.
We will be your guide through the exciting stories and everyday happenings in our vibrant community, your weekly dose of inspiration, innovation, and insightful conversations from the heart of the city. Let's get it going. Man, so we're going to start the day off, man, talking about some of the things that's been going on through the week, like always, man. And we just sit here and have a nice conversation for a couple hours, talk about the things that's going on, and we like to hear from you guys and, start the conversation and get the talking going, because without discussion, we can't solve any of these problems. So we are going to start with the rundown and what has been happening to lovely Aisha.
Yes. We got quite a few things that's been happening this morning or this week. Major headlines: the Justice Department sued to block California's new U.S. House map in a fight that could shift control of Congress.
No.
House Republicans proposed a bill that echoes Trump's vision for health care. And a judge said that he'll approve a multi-billion-dollar opioid settlement with Purdue and the Slacker family. And an explosive new Epstein document revealed that he may have been texting a U.S. House member during a 2019 hearing as the DOJ, at Trump's request, launches an investigation into Epstein's ties with prominent Democrats.
Yeah, man. I just, it's been crazy just watching Trump and the MAGAs do the mental gymnastics, try to figure out a way to get Trump out of these Epstein files and the Epstein conversation. Not looking very good, man. It's not looking good.
Man.
They are conveniently, strategically releasing these emails, and
it's not looking good. I'm liking the way they're doing it.
I mean, the way they are doing it has been intelligent, and because they just slowly leaking them out, and slowly, and then once he thought he had the win with the government shutdown, and he was going around celebrating, waving his hands in the air, the emails were released the next morning. So he didn't even have time to celebrate and kick it and and put and push it in the faces of the Democrats, because immediately he did it. And then they immediately released these emails. Look at this, chump.
Right.
So it's all good, man, and we're going to see more and more is coming, because they're supposed to be signing the document to release more of the files. And they'll keep saying there's no such thing as no files, but more information keeps trickling out. So obviously there's something going on, and the Trump administration doesn't want anyone to know, but it's all slowly coming out, and everybody's wondering, is Bubba Bill Clinton? Were they joking when they were talking about Bubba? What's going on, man? This is not looking good, man, for the tough guy president. And, this is what y'all get. When you make someone your life, when you make a person your hero, your God, your Jesus, this is what happens. Their fall from grace is going to be immaculate. And we're going to laugh the whole time and point at y'all, because y'all, they've acted a fool about this dude. And, hey, we've told you since the beginning he was a POS, but y'all didn't really want to listen to anyone. So
right.
This is where we're at.
Exactly.
But what you got? You got it some more?
Well, I mean, that's kind of touching on everything that happened, but yeah,
Mm-hmm.
for sure. On the settlement with Purdue and the Sackler family, the federal bankruptcy judge said that he plans to approve Purdue Pharma's revised settlement up to $7 billion over 15 years, which is tied to the lawsuits of the opioid epidemic, according to the AP News. About $850 million of it is earmarked for individual victims, including more than $100 million for newborns who are suffering from opioid withdrawal.
Man, whatever they have to do, whatever money should be going to these people, should go. We talked about it a couple of weeks ago, man. I'm sick of this shit with these pharmacies and these companies, all these goddamn pills and drugs.
Mm-hmm.
They deserve everything that's coming to them for what they did to Americans,
Right.
for money. And these are the reasons that people don't trust their doctors, their pharmacists, because of shit like this. These are the reasons why we have people. I don't want these vaccinations because we have shit like this that hurts public trust. Public trust gets eroded when they do things like this. And people feel as though this is what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Why would I trust these people? And they turn their back on science. They turn their back on vaccines because things like this happen. And these are the things that make people just don't want to have to deal with these people at all. And whatever fucking amount of money that the judges say that they need to pay, I agree with them because they did a horrible job taking care of the public and tricking society into believing that they needed these fucking drugs.
Mm-hmm.
And it's horrid. And
It is.
and everything that comes to them, they deserve because
Mm-hmm.
it was trash. And like I said, this is how the erosion of trust in doctors, I mean, online, also had a lot to do with this, with conspiracy theories being pushed. But these are the things that happens that make people believe in these conspiracy theories because of these things that are being done. Doctors taking money under the table to push drugs that's not good for their patients. Now, what kind of shit is that, man? And that those are the type of things that we're seeing. And it's insane. But yeah, this is what hurts us, and this is why we're in the place we're in. And I hope everything when it comes to this opioids and the epidemic that they caused, that they have to pay all the money, all of it, billions and billions. It's good because they deserve more. Some people deserve jail for what they did.
Mm-hmm.
It's terrible.
For sure. And regarding the healthcare proposal that the Republicans are putting forth, it's mirroring what they're calling Trump's demands. He's wanting to redirect the ACA funds, subsidies, away from the health insurers
Mm-hmm.
and give those subsidies directly to individuals.
Oh my God. They're trying to play the game, trying to play the bullshit game that they are for the people and not for the insurance companies. But everything he's done from his first term to this term has helped the insurance companies get more money by hurting the ACA, by tearing the ACA apart piece by piece, by taking things apart as they were put in place to help. He's picked at it, and he's taken so many different elements of the ACA away that has hurt the cost and helped the insurance companies. Now, number one, it doesn't make sense, the plan. Oh, I'm going to give the people the money right to the people. If he gives you the subsidies that was supposed to go to the insurance companies to help cover your health ailments, how is a $2,000 payment going to help when you need a heart? How is that going to help when you need insulin? How is that going to help when you get hit with a bill that's $50,000, $100,000? How is a $2,000 payment going to help when you need help with all these things? You need healthcare insurance. That's the reason why you were paying for it. The money going directly to you is not going to help you when you get sick and you need help. So I don't know what the Republican plan is, but whatever it is garbage, because they won't say it. They just want to put it back in an insurance company's hands, so they can do whatever they want to, just like they were before the ACA was created. Now, Obamacare has done a lot of different things, and people don't understand the things that it did to help keep prices down, making them say, hey, this is the reason why this increase is going on, and making decisions like, hey, man, y'all can't do that increase.
Right.
There's no, what do y'all need that for? And now, since those provisions are taken away, here we go, man. These things are going to make it more expensive.
More expensive.
So I don't understand what people are thinking, man.
I don't either. It's beyond me on why people could think that. But, the Justice Department filed their lawsuit to block California's newly approved congressional district map, alleging that it's racial gerrymandering that favors the Hispanic voters.
Dog, these people are fucking insane, dude. You got to be fucking kidding me, man.
You gonna go tell Texas to find me 5 seats. And California says, if you do that, we're gonna do it too. And now you're mad that they did it after you did?
Well, the main thing is this, though. They really didn't think California was going to be able to do it. You heard Speaker Johnson say it out of his mouth. Well, they won't be able to do that because they'll have to put it in as a vote, and they won't win that. They really thought that they weren't going to win. So these people think they're so fucking smart and smarter than every fucking body, but he didn't know what the fuck he was talking about. Now California went and voted and said, "Hey, do whatever y'all got to do to beat these motherfuckers."
The people said, "Do what y'all
voted.
Gotta do."
The votes are in. Texas just did what they wanted to. And what did they do? They took out the black areas, and they trying to say that they wouldn't focus on race when we all see the people who are losing their seats are black. The people who they took the seats from are black. And then you're going to say, oh, it's not racial, but it's racial in California, though. That's not fair. Man, dog, Republicans, man, dude, y'all are the biggest hypocrites. I have never seen anything like this mess. You started it. In the middle of the decade, nobody else was even thinking about doing this shit. And then you go sue when somebody do the same shit to you.
Right.
Are you serious?
Yes, they are. Very much serious. They are very much serious.
Oh, my goodness. Hey, that's what they say, Ryan H. We all don't know how true or how much he was joking or not. But it's not looking good. How can you go on about the evil drug companies taking so much money and then say the government should keep it subsidized? Well, the government was subsidizing healthcare insurance. We need healthcare, my guy. What are we gonna do? Are we gonna live and not have healthcare? I mean, we have to have it. It isn't an if and a but a situation. Everybody needs healthcare. We all need insurance, or we're not getting healthcare, or we can't pay for the shit because it's astronomical. The prices are crazy. We need that. I don't understand. What is your plan, my guy? What is the Republican plan? If the Republican plan is to go back to the way it was before the ACA, that is putting all control in those companies. And we have no checks and balances. Yeah, man, we had another market. Someone had to cover that market, so it had to be people that stepped up that covered. So it's going to be insurers. if the only way to we're gonna have healthcare companies we're gonna have to deal with, regardless if we went to the single payer system, we still gonna have to deal with these doctors, and it's still gonna be there. We're not gonna create a whole new healthcare system. That's not gonna happen.
Right.
So I'm not sure what you guys want, man.
Who knows? But
No, you're right. They don't have a plan.
exactly. No, they really don't. They just have pieces of a plan that they don't
Mhm.
even know what they're going to do with.
Mm-hmm.
But the newly released documents from Epstein's estate show that he texted a U.S. House member during a 2019 House Oversight Committee hearing featuring Michael Cohen, Trump's famous fixer, right?
Mm.
Though the lawmaker's name was redacted, timestamps and testimony align with Delegate Stacey Plaskett of the U.S. Virgin Islands, according to the Washington Post. In the messages, Epstein commented on Cohen's testimony,
Mm-hmm.
noting, for instance, when Cohen mentioned Ronna Graff, an executive at the Trump organization.
Mm-hmm.
The question is now being asked, did Epstein influence the lawmaker's line of questioning during that committee hearing? And the timing suggests that the text aligned with Plaskett's speaking when it was her turn to speak and ask questions. So, I mean, it's kind of some shady information, but I do like you said earlier, like how the fact that the Democrats are slowly leaking out different parts of these Epstein files
Mm-hmm.
slowly.
I see a couple people in here talking to madness. Your health is your problem, not mine. you know, Christopher, I know that's the way Republicans wish life worked, but unfortunately, that's not the way it works. You can say it's not your problem because you can sit at your home and not care about the issues. But unfortunately, other people have to deal with these problems. And when people are dying or they need health care or they have heart ailments, they have to go to the ER. Them going to the ER is pushing up our prices, pushing up the price of healthcare. People don't want to exercise. Everyone's obese and fat, out of shape. So they're getting diabetes. These things are driving up our cost. So believe it or not, it's still your fucking problem. I know you want, oh, it's not my problem. Yeah, it is. Because what other people are deciding to do and to eat and not exercise is costing you money. And it's the reason why our healthcare prices are steady going up. Because other people are making decisions for their health that hurts you. This is the way the system works. I know that you people wish that you can just fuck everybody. Say, I'll fuck everyone. I don't care about anyone else's healthcare. Take away the ER from everyone else. Now, I know that you want to do that, but that's not the way it works. It's going to be, the people are still going to, Ronald Reagan said we want people to be able to go to the ER. We don't want people dying in the streets because they can't get help. So you do understand that's the way it works. We pay high taxes because of all of the freeloaders getting. Oh my goodness, America pays a lot of taxes, man, and a lot of taxpayers, mostly the middle class, is paying a lot of money to the system. We don't have a problem of not enough money. We have a problem of not spending in the correct places. We have a problem of waste in a lot of different places, and it's mostly the military because the most money that gets spent is the military.
Mm-hmm.
Like the amount of money that's being thrown to them is insane. And then they can't even tell you where most of the money is going. Their fraud, their paperwork is horrendous. But no one cares about that. Let's yell and scream about normal people trying to get health care. All the subsidies that we give Elon Musk and Bezos and all the tax breaks we give all these rich motherfuckers would pay for most of this shit. But we don't want to raise the taxes on them. Oh my goodness. It's the freeloaders. That's the people who don't work. That's all it is. Nah, man, it's not what it is. We need to raise taxes back to where they were, 90s levels. We don't have to go back to 70s and 60s levels. We just need to go back to the Bill Clintons. Take away the tax cuts that Bush put in place, that Obama let go, and I didn't agree with that. And Trump is putting even in more tax breaks for the motherfucker rich. He already did it his first time. Let's do it again. I agree, Lisa. You have to take care of the veterans and the elderly and the kids. We keep on our own kids, man. We don't care about their education. We don't care about their health care. But we care about Israel and their well-being, and they have health care, universal. Like, these are the things that's ridiculous. And we have to stop fighting each other for nickels and dimes while all of billions and billions is going to all these other places. We have to have higher taxes on the rich, man. I agree with Mondani. You have to. The rich are, man, this is the richest they ever been, man. Look, I was pissed off the other day. I'm sitting here watching Jeff Bezos fly rockets and shit. The Amazon got rockets. like no one sees a problem with this. You know what I'm saying? This is the site that we buy products from. We buy soap and detergent and toys, and these motherfuckers got enough money to blast off a rocket. I'm getting into, do you know how much money they throwing away? Rockets get blown up how many times? How much money is wasted? These guys going to Elon got $1 trillion package from Tesla. They trying to make him the first trillionaire. And we sitting around arguing over scraps. And y'all okay with it, calling everybody idiots. Oh, you're dumb. We shouldn't tax the rich. The rich, it's not their fault that they're rich. No, it isn't. But the country has always been the best when we've taxed the shit out of them. That's where it should be. Period. Raise the fucking taxes. I'm not gonna sit there. I don't understand. Like, they they will do anything for these rich people, man. Fuck that. Fuck them. Most of us are closer to being poor than we are to being Jeff Bezos or being Elon Musk. You're closer to being the people that you hate so much, and all these people, look at these people buying candy with their food stamps and this, all this shit you be crying about. You're closer to being one of them than you are to being fucking Bezos. You're not one of them. You can kiss their ass and all this and all the rich, but you're not going to be rich like them. The chances are you're not going to be them. Like, it's ridiculous. Mm-hmm. That was it. All right, man. So this week has been crazy, man. You know, it's been eye-opening. All of the things that have come out of the Trump administration. Looks like we're going to war in Venezuela. Trump is taking us there. The guy who said he's going to stop all wars. He was going to stop everything. But what's going on? We're going to war with Venezuela, man. And we're going to talk about that, what it means for them, what it means for us, and how did we get to this place, man, where we're going to war with this small country. I don't even get it, what this stuff even means, man. I know they keep blaming it on drugs. Oh, it's the drugs. It's the fentanyl. But they don't send us the fentanyl. It's Mexico and China. What are you talking about? It's not them. Wrong people. So the fact that he's killed 72 people in Venezuela in boats. So now they are getting their shit together right now. Yeah, you're right. It's probably about the fucking oil. He's always been talking about Venezuela's oil. He's
Mm-hmm.
talked about their oil in several times, how America almost got that oil. You're right. I think you're right. It's about the oil, because what he's talking about and the things that he's saying doesn't make any sense
None at all.
at all. He's saying the people are bringing drugs. Well, only thing you have to do is just prove it. That's all the thing you have to do is just arrest the people and bring the drugs aboard. I mean, it's crazy. But we gonna talk about this stuff, man, because it's ridiculous that we are dealing with this right now. Ridiculous. Now, everybody said, "Oh, Trump's gonna stop everything. Stop all the wars on day one." Ain't done none of this
Seems like
shit.
he's creating more wars.
Right. He's creating more problems than he's actually fixed. Creating them. So we're gonna let's get into this shit, man. It's on you.
For sure. Today's main story is heavy. It's dangerous. And it's kind of the conversation that most main media won't touch. But it comes with a bit of honesty and some opinions.
Yeah. We're talking about Trump dragging the United States into war with Venezuela. A conflict that is already claiming lives, destabilizing the region, and raising questions about power, oil, race, and America's long history of interfering in Latin America.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the British have already stopped sharing information with us because they feel as though America is taking advantage of that information, and what they are doing is actually illegal.
Mm-hmm. So today we're going to break down how we got here, how many people the U.S. has killed, what this means for everyday Venezuelans, and what realistically Venezuela can even do to defend themselves.
Not much. They not much. If Trump wanted to blow these money, I mean, they can't do much, man. But we're going to look at the long, messy, violent history between the United States and Latin America. This isn't new, man. America has been overthrowing governments in that region for over 100 years. We keep on sticking our nose in their business, and this isn't the last time, and this isn't the first time that we've done this in South America.
Yep. It's been 100 years. So let's go ahead and get into it.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to go ahead and break down the timeline and how we actually got there.
Yeah, man. So let's start with the obvious question. How did we get here? How did the United States end up at war with Venezuela in 2025? And it's coming, man. And we're just saying this because we see the way the troops are moving. We see the things that they put bombers in place, ships in place. We see what's going on. And this is pretty much where we're headed when we're looking at what's going on.
For sure. Well, you got to go back to Trump's first term if that's where we're going to go. The maximum pressure sanctions started in 2019. Those sanctions weren't just economic, they were catastrophic. Independent studies estimated that they killed over 40,000 Venezuelans in the first 2 years alone because they restricted medicine, food imports, and hospital equipment.
Man. So the grudge match started way back with Trump and how he felt about Venezuela. He's done a lot of things, putting sanctions on them, and it's been a all go since he got in the first time. And you remember the failed coup attempt in 2020. The U.S. backed Juan Guaido and a group of mercenaries who literally tried to kidnap President Maduro, and Trump and them backed them.
Yep, he
He
did.
backed the people who were trying to kidnap the President Maduro. That disaster ended with 2 Americans arrested and the operation exposed worldwide.
Yep, that was the blueprint. The U.S. wanted regime change. Trump wanted Venezuela's oil, and Republicans wanted a foreign enemy to beat their chest about. Seems like it's a win-win for everybody because seems like that's what they're doing.
Yeah, man. So let's go ahead and fast forward to this year. Trump's gets back into office, and he immediately brings back the old neocon crew, Elliot Abrams and Stephen Miller,
Mm.
and they start pushing the Venezuela threat narrative, something they've been pushing since day one.
Then comes a so-called incident on the border between Colombia and Venezuela that Trump used as the justification for those airstrikes. Y'all remember those?
Mm-hmm.
But people forget this exact playbook was used in Iraq and in Libya.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, it's the same playbook. They love to put this and do these things, the same things they do all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And let's be honest, man, the U.S. didn't go into Venezuela because of democracy. They went because Venezuela has the largest proven oil reserves in the world, bigger than what's in the Middle East and Saudi Arabia.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the reason why we want these reserves, and we want to put someone in place that's going to either sell these reserves to us or give us access to these reserves. And that's what we're all about right now, America.
Exactly. So that's why it was inevitable that this war starts the moment Trump gets back into office for his second term.
Mm-mm. Crazy.
Inevitable.
So let's talk about how many people have been killed, civilians and military deaths so far. The question is on cable news is and most cable news and companies are asking, how many Venezuelans has America actually killed since the war started? And that's the question that people are looking into.
Mm-hmm.
There has been a number out there.
It is. Independent monitors estimate that the number is already in the thousands, mostly civilians, because the airstrikes have hit power grids, water plants, and most major highways.
Hmm. I don't know, man. Even before the shooting started, the U.S. sanctions under Trump and now under the renewed version have been responsible for 100,000 excess deaths since 2018, according to the Center for Economic and Policy Research. That's because the struggling that the sanctions have put in place has caused a lot of people to die because of things that they are not being able to get because of those sanctions.
Right.
So
Exactly.
that's how the center is looking at that. The
Mhm.
research center is looking at that.
Yep. But when we talk about death, we have to be real. War isn't just about bombs and bombing everything. It's starvation, medicine shortages, people dying from surgeries that ultimately get delayed because of war,
Mm-hmm.
and babies not getting the formula they need, cancer patients not getting their chemo. All of these things play a factor into the death toll of war.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. And that's exactly what's going on here. America's fingerprints is all over these situations, man. All over it. Now with pretty much open war because we've been bombing boats of civilians for
Mhm.
months. Numbers are only going to go higher. So I don't know, man. It's pretty crazy that the guy who's talking about he wants a peace pause because he's all about peace and
Right.
bringing peace and stopping wars. Why are you starting this one?
Exactly. So, what does this mean for Americans? What is the economic impact for Americans? Let's talk about how this affects us here at home first. Because, number one, we have oil prices. Those are going to rise. The moment that conflict begins, gas shot up to $7 in parts of the West Coast.
Yeah, and we still have the problem with inflation, and it's already here. It's been here since Trump has put those tariffs in place,
Mm-hmm.
and they've been moving through the economy like a freight train. Trump loves to say he's been bringing down prices. Meanwhile, he just destabilized the biggest oil reserved nation on earth, and those things hurts the prices. Any small things, man, that hurts the prices when it comes to the oil reserves, when it comes to oil prices. Those things are all about how things are going if anything happens, if any destabilization is going on in these areas, it can affect the prices of gas for us here.
That's true. And then you got the refugee crisis. Millions of Venezuelans have already fled during the 2010s. Now we're going to see another wave, and Trump's own administration is weaponizing that reality.
Well, they feel as though since they've closed the border, they're not letting anybody in. People will start, running away from that country like they already have been because of the situation that's down there, because of horrible leadership, and because of different sanctions that's been put on Venezuela. The country is really poor, and a lot of people are pouring out of that country into America. He's gonna shut that down. He doesn't care about that. But these people are gonna go somewhere, and it's gonna be a mess if he starts a full out war. But we will see what they're doing. We will see. He creates the crises pretty much, man. Then he uses the crisis to justify more immigration crackdowns. It's a cycle, man. It's strategic. And this is the way he's playing games with people's lives and playing with other countries. And people are getting sick of it, like I said.
And people are starting to whisper about the D word.
No.
A draft.
No, don't. That's not real.
Because let's be real, a full-scale ground war in Latin America is not something that the U.S. military can maintain without more soldiers, without more bodies, without more people being recruited into the military.
I have to disagree with that. I think we have had a low turnout when it comes to soldiers, and with them, the Trump administration coming in and kicking out a lot of soldiers also because they didn't like how they looked. We have some issues, but I don't think that would come up apart. But it's an idea, but I just don't agree with the idea. Like you said, the recruitment numbers are the lowest they've been in decades, man. And I don't think that Venezuela would be that much of a problem, but it's still an issue that we are talking about, that recruitment, when it comes to the military right now, the numbers are very, very, very low. The youngsters are not going into the military like the older people did when they were young. These guys aren't able to make it in. They're not making it through the camps. They're just not going out for the military right now, and the numbers are low right now. I don't think it'd be to a point to the idea of a draft, but I do think that it is an issue, and we don't need to be starting wars when we're in this situation that we are in right now with our military right now.
Right.
But hey, that's what's going on, man. And moving ships into South America, and what this means for Venezuela now, man, is crazy. We're seeing them getting their military together. They're starting to do little military drills, trying to get ready for the incoming invasion from the Americans.
Exactly. But, Venezuela is massively outgunned. The U.S. military's budget is bigger than the next 10 countries combined.
Yeah, man.
So, we got a lot of fighting power.
Definitely. But Venezuela is not Iraq.
That is true.
It's not Afghanistan. It's not Libya. It's not mountainous. It's not jungles. It's dense cities. And the Venezuelan military has Russian equipment, Chinese drones, and Cuban intelligence advisors. So you have to be ready for guerrilla warfare, because that's probably what would happen if they were to go full out war. Something more than what we saw in Vietnam and things like that. But like I said, that's if it comes to that. I don't know if Trump's going to go that far.
Right.
But hey, the way that they're bringing in ships and they're bringing in things into into South America, who knows, man?
You're right. And the experts are warning that the U.S. What they're doing is that the U.S. could win those early battles. But what would happen is that we'd get stuck in the guerrilla style type conflict for years to come. So there's no telling how long the war would last.
Right.
in this particular type of situation.
Now, if it came to that,
If it comes
and
to
these,
that, right.
this is what people are saying. This is only, just thinking out loud.
Right.
We don't know for sure how the military would go. I mean, they're a small country, so you would think it would go pretty fast. But they also think that it could be a situation where we're in a more guerrilla warfare, like a Vietnam type situation, a Syria situation where we seen, like in Colombia, Latin America has a long, long history of underground resistance and resistance movements. So it could be a regional reaction where other underground movements start picking up to fight against the Trump regime. But we don't know for sure. This is just talking about what could happen, and that's all we're doing here. But it's the way that Trump is doing things. We are seeing, it looks like we're moving closer towards a little skirmish with Venezuela. And I don't know if his mission is just to get Maduro out of power, but this is what's going on, man. And we just want to let you guys know what we think and what we see is going on.
Mhm.
Go ahead.
For sure. And so let's go ahead and talk about the regional reaction, the regional politics, how Brazil, Mexico, Colombia, and how these nations don't want the U.S. troops in South America destabilizing their borders.
Mm-hmm. And that's basically what's going to happen. We already talked about it. You're going to force a lot of people who's trying to get out of the way of these wars and bombs or whatever else. People are going to be running to other countries, and that's going to, hurt other places. That's going to see an input from other places, and it's going to hurt their
bottom line.
Right. Or resources, my bad. It's going to hurt their resources and a lot more things. So it's tough. And we if Trump's, if he pushes this further, the whole region could turn against the U.S. diplomatically, economically, and even militarily. We deal with these people in a lot of different things. With trade, we get a lot of products from South America. When it comes to beef and other things, and this is just isn't needed. And I don't know why Trump is doing this, man. But this is what he's trying to spend his time doing, man. And we we're just I'm sick of the bull, this type shit, coups and trying to take over countries. There is a stability in South America. They have some countries than like Venezuela who are worse off than other countries, but there are people are they're not running, and you don't see people running from different states and refugees running from different countries. It's not going on like that right now. So this is something that Trump is going to do, and that's going to destabilize what they do have in place, which may not be the greatest, but we keep on trying to put in our own people, and we keep destabilizing their country, hurting them, and then laughing at them that they can't get their shit together.
Right.
And it's an American situation that we keep intervening in these people's mess and these people's country. Let these people solve their own fucking problems. Do we want some country coming in and bombing our people because we got Trump punk ass in power, trying to tell us who the fuck we should have in power and who should be our leader? No, we wouldn't like that. So why the hell do we have the okay to try to get in other people's shit and telling them, oh, we don't like their leader? It's bullshit. Let's get into this pattern of coups and interventions that America has been on for a long time through history, man. You can't understand this war without understanding the history and how America has been meddling in everybody's shit in Latin America for over 120 years. These motherfuckers been doing this.
Yep. So let's go ahead and list them. In Guatemala in 1954, in Cuba in 1961, the Dominican Republic in 1965, Chile in 1973, Grenada in 1983, Panama in 1989, all U.S.-backed coups and or invasions.
Right. Right. Exactly.
With the most recent in 1989.
Now We talk about these things, man, and we act like it's not a big deal. But America has been doing so much to hurt these poor countries because they don't like the person that they've put in charge. So we put on sanctions. We do things to get the leaders killed. We do the shady shit, working with underground fucking troops and underground guerrilla factions to destabilize these countries. This is the shit that we're doing. We're doing it again. Venezuela has been on this man's list for decades.
Yep.
The U.S. supported a coup attempt against Hugo Chavez in 2002. They admitted it later. This is the type of shit that we've been on. Why America interferes, I don't fucking know. But this is something that we fucking do.
Mm-hmm. And the common theme is resources. Oil, mining, land, maintaining American corporate control over their hemisphere.
Mm-hmm.
Why do we need to control them and their government, their country?
This shit is in the Monroe Doctrine, man. Something that Republicans have been talking about a lot lately. The Monroe Doctrine. Belief that Latin America is America's backyard. I've been seeing a little bit about this Monroe Doctrine. I did not know a lot about it beforehand, but learning up on this, learning more about this, it's just bull, man. Manifest destiny bullshit. These people think that everything is America and everything is mine. This mind state that it doesn't own land, doesn't belong to the people that are there. It belongs to me. It's crazy. America think that Latin America it's America's backyard. That's crazy. And the mindset is why we're still here today, and we still have our government going after other governments, trying to lead them to sell their resources for we can gain more power. It's trash. And your boy Trump that y'all love so much is leading the way for he can get his hands and his people can get his hands. You know, his net worth has doubled since he's been in there. Let's get some more money in his fucking pocket then.
Yep, exactly. So the biggest question here is, what can Venezuela do realistically to protect themselves, to defend themselves from the U.S.? One, they have international alliances. So what are those international alliances that they have?
First thing, man, is their alliances. They already have strong alliances with Russia, China, Cuba, Iran. Those nations might not send troops, but they definitely will send weapons, intelligence, and cyber support because they fucking hate America.
Mm-hmm. They also have asymmetric warfare, which means that making the cost of occupation too high, ambushes, sabotage, city by city resistance. That's how smaller nations typically survive wars against larger nations and larger powers.
They also have economic adaptation, economic realignment. Sanctions forced Venezuela to build trade deals with Asia and Africa that will help them survive a prolonged conflict.
They have also, finally, we have the winning the narrative, the diplomacy and global public opinion. Global South countries are already calling this war colonial and illegal. Venezuela has to tap into that support that they have using their other allies.
Yeah, because like I said, Britain has already stopped giving America intelligence on what's going on in the Caribbean because Britain does not see this as legal. And what Trump is doing, it may be illegal, man. And Britain says, I'm out of this. They don't want anything to do with it. And, Trump, them, they will be losing a lot of data because of this. And this is what they want to do. They don't want to do things the right way. And this is what happens, man. So we're watching a bullshit repeat of history that Trump is doing right now. Another American war built on power, oil, and political theater. And Trump is leading.
Man, and the people, we're paying the prices always. Our civilians, our mothers, fathers, our kids, our workers. We, the ordinary people, we're the ones paying the price for the war that Trump has started with Venezuela.
Charles, Britain was sending intelligence to America from the Caribbean. They've stopped that intelligence because they do not think what Trump is raging in that area is legal. So they're going to stop sending intelligence to America. Charles, quit it, bro. Quit it. It's like 3% Muslim. like, like it's crazy the shit y'all be saying. Like it's 3% Muslim, and y'all talking about it's a Muslim state. Quit it. Whether you support Maduro or not, I don't, and most Venezuelans do not like this guy. He's a bad person. He's not a good leader, and most people are leaving Venezuela because of the policies that Maduro has put in place. And no one's saying that Maduro is a good guy, but that does not give Trump the right to go ahead and wage war against this country because he doesn't like the guy. I don't think that's the way things work. Now, Venezuelan politics, and the way things is happening, and that their humanitarian catastrophe that they have going there, they do have to fix some things. And no one's saying that the country is perfect. They have a lot of issues, and I hope that they can fix those issues. But America making it harder for them, putting all the sanctions and now dropping bombs on boats, it's definitely not helping the situation. It's not helping the humanitarian situation. It's not helping the situation, period. So hopefully, man, we can figure it out. But right now, it looks like we're going to go into a little skirmish with them, and people are going to die because of Trump's horrible leadership. I'm going to keep talking about it, man. We're going to keep putting pressure on the truth, because corporate media sure won't say it the way we are. We'll keep following every update. For now, stay informed, stay alert, and stay connected, and keep it up with Habari Live, and also go to habari-entertainment.com. We will be sending stories and writing stories about what's going on, and posting them on the website to keep you guys updated on what's going on in Venezuela. Maybe we should arrest the drug runners because that has worked in the past. Huh. So you just want to kill all the drug dealers, Charles? Is that what you're saying, bro? Because arresting them hasn't worked? You want to just start killing criminals because arresting them hasn't worked? Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying? Because that sounds inhumane. It doesn't matter if people make poor choices. That doesn't, unless they're putting other people's lives in danger, you have no right to kill them. Just because someone is, yeah, that's cruel, man. That's cruel. I don't agree with people like you. That's cruel. Just people think they can win with cruelty is so weird to me, man. So weird. Yes, I mean, you're happy about that, huh? Are you getting your troops? Are you getting yourself in shape? You going out there and running a couple blocks for you can get out there? Or are you just pumping other people up to die for you can talk online? Or are you going to get your fat butt up and go out there and pick up a gun and go die for the country? Nah, man, I don't agree with you people talking about drug dealers need to die. You know, I mean, to hold a person who wants a drug, and to hold the person accountable that gave it to them like they're a murderer. I always don't. I just don't believe in that. Yeah, they deserve to go to jail for having the drug, but putting people to death and taking their whole lives away for stupid shit like that, that's crazy. That's crazy. It's crazy to me, but that's what we're doing in America, man. We're putting a lot of people away all the time. The drugs haven't stopped. We've had a war on drugs since 1970. Haven't stopped shit. The drugs just keep switching. And I don't understand what we're doing, but we'll keep fighting, and people will keep talking about it like how they want all the drug dealers to die. And it's not going to happen. But we put them away for so many years for little minuscule things. Then later on, we use it against people, just like how y'all used it against Hillary Clinton by saying that she put people in jail for what was going on with the crack. It gave people harsh sentences, and everybody used that against her to not put her in position to be the president because of those harsh sentences her husband implemented during the 90s. Now y'all saying drug dealers deserve to die. Like, okay, man. And the right, they used that every chance they got. Oh, look, they didn't care about black people. Look what they implemented. But now you're going to sit around and say how it's okay to kill people that sell drugs. You couldn't even put the people in jail for some years, man. Tammy, I support people to do what the hell they want to do. I'm not taking care of the baby. That's on them. So, yes, I support people to do what they need to do for their lives. I'm not in their life. So, that I get, it's their choice. It is their choice. So, next we're going to talk about the new Epstein emails, man. Epstein emails. Trump administration attempts to stop the release. The White House deflection through press secretary Caroline Leavitt, pushing back. Lauren Boeber's her role and how Trump administration met with her to try to get her to stop her from voting to let the files come out. They're trying to get her to change her mind. Which politicians are fighting for the release and which ones are fighting against the release? What's in the emails and why Trump and the world is panicking? We've learned a lot, man, about what the Trump administration is doing, man. It's funny. It's funny, man, to see them. We saw what's her name, man? I can't even think of her name right now, but she was making excuses talking about, I don't think Epstein was a pedophile. He liked girls a little older. Man, whatever. He liked underage girls. Nobody cares about that. You could try to protect it all you want to. It was Megyn Kelly, Megyn Kelly trying to protect her boy Trump. This. I mean, the thing is, man, dude, he had a close relationship with this guy. We see all the emails come out, and he's talking about Russia having pictures of Trump sucking off people. Supposedly, we don't know how true this stuff is. Sucking off Bubba. We don't know how true this stuff is, man. But this is the guy that y'all riding for, man. This is how he's being talked about.
Right.
Y'all boy. Y'all got shirts of this dude and pictures of this dude hanging up on y'all walls and shit. And they talking about this, the way they talked about Trump, the worst person ever is what they said. Getting close to him is even worse. Is what they said. Are you serious?
Look, I'm stuck in the daggone headphones, okay?
Man, that was just crazy. Goofy, man. So the new Epstein email scandal, man. Who's trying to hide the truth? We always know it's Trump. Trying to hide the truth, man. Don't want it to come out, man. He's fighting it. So our next story is messy, man. It's dangerous and pretty political. It's explosive. It's a mess.
Sure is. So we're going to go ahead and talk about that new Epstein email scandal where thousands of previously sealed communications between emails. Habari Live.
Hello, guys. How are you doing today?
We're doing great. What you want to talk about?
So I got a couple things. You mentioned the Megyn Kelly thing.
Yeah.
I listened to that.
Yeah.
I listened to that whole entire conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think she is saying what you think she is saying. I think she's just making a distinction that she is, that there's a difference between the type of people or kids that he preyed upon. And there's a reason, and I think that's why he preyed on, the young, underage, don't get me wrong,
Right.
girls, is because he could pass them off as 18
Mm-hmm.
in order, or even older, in order to incriminate others. So I don't know. I've listened to it. I don't know where people get that from. And then I got one question for you guys. And I know you've probably heard the question. I know you probably answered it, but I'm curious to know what your opinion is.
For sure.
Why? Okay, these emails, everything that's out now, or what they're trying to push off now.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think, when it comes to the Epstein files, why do you think that the administration, the Biden administration, didn't release those back in the day?
I don't think that Biden was focused on the DOJ like Trump is. I don't think that Biden, that's not what he was doing. His job was to take care of the country, not to make sure the DOJ was going in a certain direction. That was up to the person who was leading the DOJ, and that's not what they were focused on. So, Trump administration, they said from day one that this is what they would do. So we're going to hold the feet to the fire of the people who said that this is what they were going to release, and they were going to go after the people. And then they get into office and they have a different story. Now, Biden could have did more, but to me, this is something that happened under Trump the first time. And Trump is the person who pushed this to get back in office, and they have lied ever since they've been in. That's my answer on that.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this then. Biden is on record for saying that he was going to do everything, and he did say legally, but legally, to keep Trump out of office.
Yeah.
But in there, he had, and the Epstein files are nothing new. I recall people that I knew talking about them being released when Biden was in office, and they never did. So, and I asked that because to me that doesn't add up, right? They would have done that. They wouldn't have had to have done all the other things if they actually, if what they're claiming is there now is real and authentic, right?
But at the same time, though, if they would have released, say if they did release the files,
okay,
say Biden did that, you guys would have been very upset that he was using this to try to keep Trump out of office, and you would use his words and what he said that he would legally try to do what he can to keep Trump out. Then he drops the Epstein files. You guys would look at that and say that that's a conspiracy, that this guy is doing this to try to keep him out of office. And that is going to make everyone disbelieve all the information that was released. So it's better that it's happening under the Trump administration and not under Biden, because people can see that this is the truth and it's not the government pushing out lies to try to hurt Trump. It's under his administration. There's plenty of Republicans who want this information to come out, and it's not going to taint the information with Biden being in charge. And I think that's why he probably took a caution when it came to releasing this information, because the blowback from Fox News would have been Biden is using this to try to keep Trump from running, and it's lies. And this is the reason why it's coming out. And Trump was going to call it a hoax, and he would have more bullets for it being a hoax if it came out under the Biden administration.
Oh, okay, but Biden did say he was going to do everything. Right. Hold on. Yeah. Hold on. He did say he was going to do everything to do that. Mm-hmm. And they did. I mean, Biden signed off on the raid of Mar-a-Lago, mm-hmm. right? So that was and say that wasn't mm-hmm. used. Let's say whether it's true that it was a criminal of Trump or not, mm-hmm. it was used to try to keep him out of office. Right. Legally, if you want to call it legally, you can call it legally, but that's indeed what happened. So I don't know. That just doesn't make make a whole lot of sense to me. And we know, right?
Mm-hmm.
We know that, or I'll say at least we've heard you can call them confirmed or unconfirmed, that Trump volunteered information that led to Epstein's arrest back in the day. We know this.
Supposedly, yes.
Yeah. So, well, I mean, came from the FBI.
Mm-hmm.
I believe the FBI agent who reached out to Donald Trump, and Donald Trump said, according to him, sure,
Right.
But anyways, yeah, okay. Supposedly, we could play the supposedly game all day,
right,
all day long, mm-hmm. right? Supposedly, these emails are real, right?
Right.
So I don't know, man. It just doesn't make sense to me. They would have leaked it. They wouldn't have got this Eugene Carroll girl to say that Donald Trump raped her in a department store 30 years ago, but she can't remember the date and she never filed a police report. Yeah. They wouldn't have had to do all that if they had that. In my opinion,
right?
In my opinion.
I mean, but he was, if you believe in the law, and he was found liable for the rape. I mean,
he wasn't found liable for the rape. He was convicted in a civil court for slander, ruining her name or something along those lines. Mm. He wasn't found guilty of rape or groping her or anything.
But I thought he did live this. He lost a civil case when it came to him talking about the rape and the things that happened. Because he basically said the girl's crazy. Mm-hmm. And think about this. He admitted to some of the things also too.
Let me ask you this. Couple questions on that. What is your opinion of that? Do you think Donald Trump did what she claimed? Do you think he did it?
I don't. It's not enough proof for me to say either way. But
okay. Do you think that the reason why we have a statute of limitations like this mm-hmm. is so that people can't make claims so far back because right now, whether or not we think he did it mm-hmm. or whether he did it or didn't do it, right. There's really no way of proving it. But look, that he did or did not do it.
Correct. But let's look at other cases. Let's look at Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby was same thing, same situation.
Statute of limitations.
Where a person from the 70s pretty much ruined his whole career. And it was girls from 20, 30, 40 years ago that came back out. When you look at Diddy, these are situations that happened 30 years ago. It's taken other people out. These accusations
but was there
from
proof?
girls from
was there evidence?
There was not enough evidence to really put these guys in jail for these rapes, but it was enough to put them into a trial situation where they had end up paying for other things that they can catch them on. So it was the things that this was a snowball effect. These girls coming out from 30, 40 years ago was enough to get these guys put into a court room situation where they feel as though they can get enough proof on other cases to put these guys in jail. But that's how it started with Diddy. People coming out from the 90s and talking about what he did, what they did to him. And then they start looking at what he's doing with his books and his information. So it's hurt other people. Why would it not hurt him? Because
what do you mean?
Why would he not be the one? He's the only one that's getting away. It's killed Cosby. It's killed Diddy. Why does Trump? R. Kelly.
Well, Diddy's
Trump getting away with it?
A little more current, right?
But most of his accusations were from the 90s and the early 2000s, though. That was most of his accusations from 20, 30 years ago.
They had other recent evidence that didn't, surpass the statutes of limitations with Diddy. So he's probably not a good example. I get the Bill Cosby example.
Yeah,
I get that, mm-hmm. And I've also heard arguments that he didn't do that. He was set up. So you never know. You never know. You'll never know in that situation. But that being said, there was never no police report filed. I mean, I don't know, man. They would have, if they had the whatever they're spilling out now, mm-hmm. which correlates to the timing of the government opening back up. They would have used it back then. They would have leaked it back then. Mm. They wouldn't have raided Mar-a-Lago, right? If Trump did do something criminal, they would have arrested him. They had the evidence to prosecute him on those. they would have done it.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, in my opinion, in my opinion, I mean, logically, that kind of, makes sense to me.
Right, but you still also say you don't believe the things that Biden went after Trump for. And if they went after him for this one, this would be another one in the pile that you wouldn't believe. And you don't believe the things that Biden's DOJ did go after Trump for. And how did you think that you would believe this if Biden was to do this? You would be upset about it and not believe in it. So I don't understand your argument saying that he should have did this when you know that you wouldn't have believed it.
What I'm saying is if they would have had the idea that the reason why Biden didn't use this when he was in office because he was afraid of the repercussions that the American people might go into shock or panic or whatever you might think MAGA would say is that to me that's an unreasonable leap of faith to bite that and chew on that and to eat that. That's a little out there for me,
Okay. Well, we appreciate you calling and giving your opinion, man. I really appreciate you. What was your name again?
Tony.
Thank you, Tony. We appreciate you, man. Thanks.
All right, man. You guys have a great day.
You too, brother. Thanks, Tony, for calling in and talking to us, man. Everyone, just like I say all the time, we all see things from a certain view, and we may not agree with everything, but I love that Tony called in and was able to talk to us calmly and have a good conversation about it, and not yell and call names. And we don't have to be unkind to each other. We can discuss these things and have mature conversation about it. And I appreciate that with Tony, that he was able to call in and do that, because most people call in with vitriol and anger, and they want to talk crazy. But I appreciate Tony. I really do. I want to give him another applause for that. So
like I said, you're right. But we're talking about the new Epstein email scandals, where thousands of previously sealed communications, including his email schedules and contacts, are set to be released. And the Trump administration has been in full panic mode trying to get them to stop. They don't want these emails or communications to come out.
No.
And there's a reason why.
No, man. He definitely doesn't want the emails to come out. And he's been treating any reporter that asks any questions about it like straight trash. He told one the other day to be quiet. So we see it's not going well for him.
Exactly. But, let's be clear. These are not just rumors. These are real emails pulled from Epstein's seized archives, including communications between Epstein, his associates, his staff, his pilots, and multiple high-profile political figures as well.
Yeah, man. These emails aren't good. They include travel log, appointments, requests, correspondence, and meetings with powerful people, and notes written by Epstein himself. It's all bad, man.
Yep. And the big question is, who was he talking to? And who was he moving money for? Who was he doing favors for? Who did he have access to? Which lawmakers were he in talks with?
Yeah, man. And the Trump administration is what they're doing right now. They're doing everything they can to try to keep this information on the low, and they're doing everything in their power to stop them from coming out.
Yep.
But who's ever releasing them? I think it was the committee that's releasing them. They're doing a good job, and they're going to keep hitting these guys over the head with this. Trump couldn't take his victory lap for the government shutdown because these emails came out minutes later.
Exactly. But the Trump administration is under pressure for the Lauren Boebert meeting. So here's the part where the White House does not want exposed. Trump's people met privately with Representative Lauren Boebert, trying to pressure her to reverse her earlier promise to support full transparency within the Trump administration.
Yeah, man. So they're trying to pressure Ms. Boebert into changing her vote, as she's one of the people that's trying to get the transparency out there. They're supposed to be the most transparent group ever.
Right.
But what's going on, man? Boebert said she wants the information out. And this is wild because Boebert was one of the Republicans who originally demanded the files to be released.
Yep, exactly. She was part of the group saying, let the American people see everything.
Mm-hmm.
No expectations, no exceptions, nothing. And now the Trump administration is trying to pressure her to reverse her course of action.
So what has changed, man? What has changed? When Biden was in power, that's all the Trump administration talked about, is how they were going to release the files. Pam Bondi, you had all these people talking about how the files are coming out. They're on my desk. But what happened?
Mm-hmm.
What changed? They start seeing Trump's name. Kash Patel, they start seeing Trump in there. So they had to change course.
Mm-hmm.
They had to reverse. They had to make a quick left. They had to pivot. They had to switch it up.
Right.
Because why? Trump name is everywhere.
All over
and
those
the
documents.
Stuff they're saying about email, this man in these emails, he's a horrible person. He's worse up close. This is the type shit that's real. Y'all love this dude. If you met him, you would not even like him because he's a horrid person.
Horrid.
And all of these people in these emails are confirming that he wouldn't even piss on you if you was on fire, bro. That's the type person Trump is.
Right.
And these people confirm it in these emails talking about him. A horrible individual. One of the worst people I've ever met. These are quotes from these emails. like this is y'all dude. People hate this motherfucker. And y'all love him. It's because you don't know him and you think this rich dude is for you. Why his money since he's been in office has doubled. His net worth has doubled. He's using the American people. He's using us. And the day when we heard him say he can grab women by the pussy, he should have never been in office.
That should have been his disqualification.
That should have been
there.
it for him. We seen people lose just because wow, they went, yeah.
The minute he said,
we seen people get kicked out for less, man.
I could shoot someone on Fifth Avenue and get away with it. That should have let y'all know what y'all was dealing with.
No, but they wouldn't voted for that dude because that just shows you what type people you are.
Yep.
You voted for this. You voted for this dude who said, grab him by the pussy. I can just do what I want. And just like the guy was talking about the rape case that's the reason why people believe this type stuff, because we heard how he talks about women.
And no one said a single thing.
We heard about how this dude talks about grabbing women up just because he's fucking...
Because he's a celebrity.
Because he's a celebrity. He could do what he wants. It's crazy. But suddenly, after a meeting with Trump's advisors at the White House, she has backed off. She shifted to, I want to make sure national security is protected. Is she going to bend over? Is she going to not sign the document now? Only thing they need is one person to not sign, and the files aren't going to come out.
Yep.
So they're doing their work to try to get the politicians to not make the decision to release the files.
Exactly. But that's the same excuse that every administration uses when the truth might be embarrassing. We've seen it and we've heard it for decades.
Mm-mm. So what exactly happened in this meeting, man, with Lauren Boebert? Sources say Trump's advisors warned Boebert that releasing the emails could drag in multiple sitting members of Congress. It could embarrass wealthy Republican donors, even some Democrats. It can reveal connections between Epstein and certain Trump cabinet officials. And it also could possibly expose communications involving Trump's own business network. And they don't want that information to come out. So they're doing whatever they can to protect that.
Mm-hmm. So Boebert suddenly becomes the firewall. They needed a Republican woman who would be able to shift the narrative. And she's done a good job at it. She's trying to do a good job at it, but it's not really working.
Man, you think that one Joe Trump released these emails? You think he released the emails that says, do we have the pictures of Trump sucking off Bubba? You think he released that? Because I don't think he wanted that out there. I don't think he wanted that out there, bro. So I think you're 100% incorrect.
That he releasing stuff
that
about
he
himself.
Get the fuck out of here. Get out of here. We've watched the Republicans deflect. We've watched Caroline Leavitt make up bullshit. Caroline Leavitt and Trump's press secretary, man, she's a mess. To see her lie and her vitriol and the way she talks to people, the way she treats the media, she's a disgusting person. How she's protecting all these pedophiles and all these disgusting people, lying every fucking day. It's disgusting. The most chaotic press conference, man, we've seen in months, man. It's disgusting. Just lies.
Caroline Leavitt kept saying that the White House has committed to full transparency while doing everything possible to not answer a single question related to those Epstein emails.
It's crazy, man. It is crazy. She dodged questions from NBC, The Guardian, AP, Reuters. Anyone who asked a fucking question about the administration, she fucking ignored them. Trump ignored them. They don't want to talk about anything that they were doing behind the scenes, anything that's happened with these emails. They're just going to keep ignoring it. Mm-hmm. Oh, I bombed Venezuela yesterday. I bombed another boat. Let's talk about that. Be quiet. I don't want to talk about that. Shut up. That's Trump. Well, her talking points were clear, though. Say transparency about 45 times. Blame Democrats and Joe Biden for politicizing Epstein. Mm-hmm. Say national security concerns must be evaluated. Refuse to confirm that Boebert meeting ever even fucking happened. Yep. Lie, 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 lie.
It was a total shit show. A total disaster. Reporters asked her 10 different ways, and she couldn't keep her story straight. Every single way she was asked, she provided a different response to the same question. It's the same fucking math problem asked on the math test 5 different ways, and you can't get it right. Not one time.
Man. Horrible. So
that's what she did.
Let's talk about why they're fighting so hard to stop these files from coming out, man. Let's discuss this a little bit. What's the first reason you got over there?
Man, because these files, these emails reportedly show that which politicians were in contact with Jeffrey Epstein,
camera real fast.
Who visited his home and or his island, who received favors from Jeffrey Epstein, and who Epstein was funding and who he was helping. And the emails reportedly also show what deals were being discussed behind closed doors. What he was finna get and who he was finna get it from.
Right. I mean, these emails have been eye-opening, man. It's a lot of questions that needs to be answered. And the longer Trump don't answer these questions, the longer people are going to make up things. Mm-hmm. Because right now, the internet is going crazy saying that that he done sucked off Bill Clinton.
Right.
So until he answers these questions, it's not looking really good. So you need to answer these questions, man. Period. What the emails are putting out there, you're going to have to answer these questions. And the people that wanted Bill Clinton impeached for cheating on his wife are the same people today protecting this guy who was known, and we've seen from the emails that he was hanging out with these girls. We've seen so many things that came out that Trump knew what was going on. We see the way he's treating Ghislaine Maxwell. Mm-hmm. She's able to have puppies. She was moved to a swankier prison. She's now asking to be removed and get a pardon. Like, this lady has balls. Why? Why does she has balls like that? Why? Because she has something on Trump. And Epstein said as much as in the emails that he have something on this guy. And they know it. They got something on him. And that's the reason why he's kissing her ass and he's doing everything he can to put her in a nice place. And the MAGA's ignoring it. MAGA's ignoring that he put this girl in a hotel prison. Right. They don't care. Oh, why didn't Biden do it? All this information. Well, Biden, that's not what he ran on. Biden was trying to get inflation down from COVID. He was trying to get the economy back to where it was. Trump ran on releasing the files. He talked about it in show after show. He talked about it. This is what he ran on. And there's people from both sides on this list, man. It's Democrats in there, it's Republicans in there. And we don't give a fuck. Take down the Democrats too. Because I don't care. I don't care what side they're on. If they had anything to do with this dude, they was helping this dude, anything, they should pay the price. Sick of rich people getting away with everything. And all you motherfuckers, y'all so okay with rich people being able to get away with things. All these bullshit people that ripped everybody off getting out of prison because Trump is pardoning them. It's ass. We don't get the fucking second chances. We're fucked in life if we do these things and steal all this fucking money they stealing. We go to the store and steal a candy bar. They want to destroy your life. People want to kill you. But these white collar motherfuckers, they can get away with stealing everybody inheritance and 401ks, and it's okay. I'm not talking about rich people. I'm talking about people stealing, and it's okay. People taking people's money. It's ridiculous, man. The list, like I said, it's bipartisan, man. Let's keep it real, man. It's a lot of names that are being rumored already.
Oh, yeah. Some of those names circulating include multiple Republican donors, a former Trump cabinet member, a sitting U.S. senator, 2 governors, 1 high-profile Democrat with deep Wall Street ties.
And it's bipartisan, man. It's coming from both sides. We're seeing that it's people that are Democrats and Republicans that was in with this guy. From both sides. And I'm not going to try to protect the Democrats and don't let the Democrats' information come out. Block them. I don't give a fuck what the fuck side they on. If they had anything to do with this shit, it should come out. Now, we know that you guys, if it was just Democrats that was coming out, y'all would be happy and celebrating and let the information come out. Yeah. But when it's your boy, you're going to fucking protect him. I'm not going to protect anybody. I don't give a fuck who it is. If they ain't had anything to do with this shit, they should fall. But y'all going to protect your boy. You're going to protect Trump. It doesn't matter what he did. We love him. Y'all, that's why you know it's a cult. Because he can do no wrong. The danger for the Trump administration is that they came in promising to drain the swamp. And I swear to God, they filled the swamp up with more motherfucking swampiest swamp things and all types, moss man, every swamp motherfucker you could think of. Man thing, they didn't put them all in the swamp. It's just disgusting, all the people. He's emptying the jails. First day, he all the January 6th motherfuckers, take them out of jail.
Yep.
All the people that this dude, man, imparting more people in the first year than any president in history. Talking about he was going to drain the swamp. He didn't fill the fucking swamp. Created a new swamp in Washington, D.C. All trash, man. Can't believe the people he's letting out. And now the swamp is swimming up to the surface with receipts and snakes and all type disgusting people that's coming out of the swamp that Donald Trump is fucking creating.
But which politicians are fighting for the release of these Epstein files? There's a small bipartisan bloc pushing to release these files. Senator Sheldon Whitehouse, Senator Ron Wyden, Representative Alexandria Ortiz Cortez, Representative Katie Porter, Representative Matt Gaetz, which is surprisingly because he thinks that it'll hurt Democrats more than it'll hurt the Republicans.
Right. He's not even, he's stepped down. So I don't know. Maybe they're just talking about, I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know. Who knows? And Representative Ro Khanna. Those are all of the ones that are currently calling for these files to be released.
Well, I mean, oh, my shit did die. Well, I mean, that's what's going on, man. All these people are coming out to try to make sure the real information and the real data comes out, and this is what matters to me. This is what matters today, and we have Republicans doing everything they can to make sure that it doesn't come out. What are we gonna do, man? We're gonna sit around and still be stay on your side. We see it's people from both sides that where the information's coming out. Why do we have to be so bipartisan? This is a situation where any Republican or Democrat should want this information to come out. It's crazy if you don't want this to come out. So they're saying transparency or nothing. Most people, that's what people are saying. Politicians are fighting against this release. A lot of Republicans are fighting. They don't want this information to come out.
And here's the list of people who's fighting against it, they're trying to shut it down.
Who we got?
Senator Mike Johnson, Representative Elise Stefanik, Representative Lindsey Graham, or Senator Lindsey Graham, Senator Marco Rubio, Representative Lauren Boebert, after flipping her position.
Oh, my goodness.
Attorney General Ken Paxton, who's calling the release a security threat, which is not a surprise, and Trump's entire White House legal team are all trying to block it. They don't want the transparency that they so claim they have.
Yeah,
they claim they're the most transparent administration, yet they're blocking information from coming out.
Right. Yeah, don't look like A1 Steak. Don't look like they want that information to come out, bro. Even though it's out there. And just like I was saying a few minutes ago, that's why they should answer these questions, because right now people are thinking that he gave Bill Clinton some chrome dome. So it's bad, man. And then when he's not answering questions, these rumors are just going to keep getting worse. So I don't know. Republicans, he needs to talk about what's going on, man. That is exactly what the emails say. The email says exactly, do we have the photos from Putin of Trump sucking off Bubba? That's what the email said. Now, we don't know what exactly, if maybe he was joking. We don't know. It could be true. We don't know how true it is. But this is what the dude said. So I'm sorry, Chrome Dome is illegal. So, man, I don't know, man. When you see who is fighting to bury it, that tells you everything you need to know, man.
It sure does.
It tells you about who is trying to protect Trump, who is bought off, who is drinking the Kool-Aid, who will do anything to protect their master. Disgusting stuff, man.
But what did those emails possibly reveal? There's 4 categories that experts say that matter most. Names and dates of who Epstein met with, the financial transactions tied to the political donations or donors, discussions about minors is also important, and coordination involving businesses and or political deals. What was Jeffrey Epstein set to gain from his involvement with politicians?
Yeah, man. And that's the part Trump people really fear. The emails may show Epstein was not just a predator, but a political broker, buying politicians and putting them in his pockets.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like he had several Republicans and Democrats in his pocket.
Mm-hmm. And at the end of the day, this is about power protecting itself. Epstein is dead, but the people that he served, they're still very alive.
Oh man, it's. I think you're right, A-Was. He definitely was trying to drain his swamp, man. Oh man, that's what I'm saying. This guy has to come out and answer these questions, man, because this is what people are thinking, man, and it's going to only get worse. People's minds are only get worse, man. This is not good, and people are. We're not saying that this is true and this really happened. This is just what the email stated. And we don't know if the email is true. We are saying that out front. But we need Trump and his administration to answer these questions, or it's just going to keep getting worse. The rumors are going to get worse and worse. If we see the wording and how this is worded, dude could have been joking in the email. But the fact that this guy won't even answer any questions, hey man, our imagination is going to keep going. And the internet is fucking ruthless. It's ruthless.
The internet is diabolical.
Right. They don't give a damn. They're gonna say whatever the hell they want to. And at the end of the day, this is about power protecting itself, man. Epstein is dead, but the people he served, they're very much alive, man. And they are terrified of these emails coming out and more of this information coming out, man. Yep. They really are.
And if the Trump administration is fighting this hard to stop the transparency they claim to have, then this is probably the biggest story in Washington that we're seeing right now.
Yep. Yeah, man. And now that, Trump, he's, since the emails are showing him in a guilty light. No one's saying he is guilty, but definitely is not looking great right now. What does he push for his DOJ to do? It's supposed to be a separation between the DOJ and the president, but Trump thinks the DOJ is just a piece of him that he can use whenever he feels like it. So now he's telling the DOJ to go after Bill Clinton. He told them to go after Obama. He told them to go after what's her name? I can't think of her name right now. But and he's went after all his political foes. We've seen all type of Letitia James, Comer. Those people he's went after. It's ridiculous. All the people that says anything bad about him, he goes up after them. Go after them. And Pam Bondi just, okay, Trump, I'll do that. Not, hey, let me do my job. I will go after the people that we are fucking going after. Not shit that you want to do. Not just putting down whatever the fuck I got going on and doing whatever the fuck Trump asked me to do. But that's the fuck that we got going on right now, man. So now he'll be going after the head of Harvard. I think he said something about President Trump, Clinton, and it was one other person that he said that they were going to go after. I forget who it was, but it's ridiculous that this guy can just use the DOJ any way he wants. Anybody else will be getting impeached for what he's doing, man. He's just openly telling the DOJ to go after ex-presidents. Went after Obama. Like, this is disgusting stuff, man. And he's wiping his ass with the Constitution because he doesn't give two fucks about him. Bondi, that's not supposed to be his boss, though, Charles. Her boss is supposed to be the American people, not Trump. It's supposed to be a separation between the two. And that's just disgusting that she's just doing whatever he asks and going after whoever he says go after. That's disgusting, nasty stuff. And unconstitutional. It's not the way it's supposed to fucking work. But we'll keep covering it right here, man, on Habari Live. Let's take a quick break, man, and we're gonna come right back with some videos. Just run that. Yeah, run that. We'll be right.
Hey,
y'all? It's Mama Soul's Fish and Chicken, Habari Entertainment sponsor. Let's go get it.
Man, this Mama Soul's Fish and Chicken. I ain't never had a piece of fish that tastes so good. I'm not a shrimp person, but they fried shrimps. It's so good. It's so good. The dressing and the greens and the cornbread.
Anyway, all right, man. Welcome back. Yeah. Thanks for sticking with us, man. Talking about what's going on. You know, the Habari Live is just us having a conversation about what's going on in the world with the people that are watching, and we feel as though we're just in the living room talking about politics, and we're just in a group, and this group is America, and all the people are us, the citizens, and we want to talk about what's going on and what can we do to make things better for society, and that's what it's about here at Habari Live. So if you want to follow, you want to be a part of that, make sure to hit the subscribe button for you can be a part of Habari Nation. And we'll, like I said, always go to habarientertainment.com for updates on these stories and more stories that's coming out. We do a lot of journalism and a lot of writing about these topics, sports, news, entertainment, and everything when it comes to habarientertainment.com. Just trying to become another media company, man, that can make a difference out here, because there's not many media companies that are led by people that look like me, and I'm not about just one group. I'm about everybody. I'm about everyone, and I want to learn from everyone, and I think we can all learn from each other, and that's the main thing that Habari is about. I'm not caught up in being a black journalist or black media. I want to be media for everyone, but I also want to make sure that we are focused on what's going on in the black community too, and in your community, because sometimes the stories in the black community gets overlooked, but we want to talk about the things that affect everyone, not just the black community, everyone. And you know, a lot of people say, hey, with those stories from the black community aren't focused on, and that's why we want to focus on them, but we don't want to say that we are just this. We're going to be we're going to be for everyone. We're going to be about everyone's stories, and we don't matter who you are. We're going to learn and teach from everybody, and that's one thing about us, that we want to try to be different in that aspect, because we're all citizens, man. We're all in this and make up this thing, this conglomerate called America, and we're trying our best to make it every day. That's all we're doing. So, man, we're gonna go into some of the videos we got this morning. We got Pete Hegseth, Trump and his effort to erase black soldiers from the U.S. military history, including some of the examples, man, and some of the things that he has taken out. This should just be a few minutes. This little story here, but let me see. Pete Hegseth and Trump and the erasure of black soldiers from U.S. history is something that's been going on a lot. And like I said, man, we're stories about everybody, but we also want to make sure that we focus on some of the stories that hurts the black community, man. And this is one of them, as Pete Hegseth and Trump are going around removing a lot of the black history that has been built and been presented in history museums and in some of the places where we have lost our lives defending this country.
Right. So this next story that we have today is about the Trump administration, and specifically how Trump and his new defense secretary, Pete Hegseth, are continuing their campaign to remove black soldiers and black contributions from the U.S. military's history.
It is happening. This is not a one-off. This is a pattern. And we're going to break down who they erase, what has changed, and how public backlash has forced him to reverse some of those decisions.
Mm-hmm. When Trump came back into office and handed Pete Hegseth control of the Pentagon, one of the first cultural actions that he took was reversing decades of progress on military history, specifically history that acknowledges Black service members.
Yeah, man, it's pretty disgusting. We got Hegseth. He's pushed a policy to restore traditional American military heritage, they say, which became a code phrase for erasing all the fucking Black people, all of their contributions. Remove them from the displays, from museums, from the bases, their names, from ceremonies, from military educations, and also from memorial fucking programs. They're removing anything that has any color on it and then saying, hey, color doesn't matter, while we're removing all the fucking Black people.
So here are some of the key removals that have been reported. Sergeant William H. Kearney, 54th Massachusetts Regiment, first Black American to earn the Medal of Honor, removed from the several military education modules. His story was also pulled from the Heroism Across Generations exhibit. 2, we have the Buffalo Soldiers. Entire units were removed from museum displays on cavalry history. Fort Leavenworth exhibits erased their whole role in the West. The Tuskegee Airmen. Their photos and plaques have been temporarily removed from Maxwell Air Force Base Aviation's Heritage Hallway, and the justification is refocusing the narrative on 21st century threats. While we have Lieutenant Charity Adams Early from the 6,888th Central Postal Directory Battalion, her portrait was taken down from the Women in Service Gallery. The 6,888th, the only all-Black women's battalion deployed across overseas in World War II, was removed from the main rotation of the World War II exhibit. 5th, we have Henry Johnson, one of the Harlem Hellfighters. Display in the Pentagon's Hall of Heroes has been removed. His Medal of Honor ceremony link erased from the digital repository. Next, we have Kathy Williams, the first Black woman to serve in the U.S. Army with the Buffalo Soldiers. Her biography was stripped from Fort Leonard Wood's Soldier Legacy section, which her removal sparked outrage from multiple veterans groups. The Harlem Hellfighters, the 369th Infantry Regiment. Their role in World War II heavily reduced in the updated curriculum. A full mural of the unit was removed from the training center. And lastly, we have Crispus Attacks. Crispus Attucks Attacks tribute at Joint Base Andrews.
It's just Attucks, babe.
Their plaque was removed. The argument is reassessing early colonial symbols.
Yeah, man. It's crazy. It is crazy, man. They are just openly removing Black history, Black exhibits. This also happened in the Netherlands. They took down an exhibit of Black memorials of people who lost their lives and laid their lives down in World War II. When these removals hit the internet, veterans, military families, historians, and even active duty soldiers, they were furious. And the backlash worked, at least partially, because we have had some reversals. Some were reinstated after backlash, like the Tuskegee Airman portraits returned to Maxwell Air Force Base. Sergeant William Kearney re-added to the Medal of Honor digital database. Henry Johnson display restored at the Pentagon. Cathay Williams re-added to Fort Leonard Wood's historical wall. The Harlem Hellfighters mural reinstated after a 3-day protest by Black veterans. Charity Adams Early's portrait returned to the women's gallery after people were angry. The Buffalo Soldiers were restored at Fort Huachuca following pressure from lawmakers.
And these reversals only happened because the military community itself, including white veterans, said, this is wrong. These soldiers earned their place in history. They earned their honor, their exhibits.
Doing things that old Bone Spurs wouldn't do. He wouldn't even go to the military. He used his doctors to fucking say he had bone spurs so he couldn't even get into the military. And now you're going to take down the accomplishments of black people who gave the ultimate sacrifice for this fucking country? They were already shitted on when they came back in the military and didn't have to go to all white or all black fucking restaurants or all black fucking water fountains. Mm-hmm. And then the things that we've put up to memorialize these people, you want to take them down? And we got to fucking fight to get them back up? And MAGA sitting around talking about, oh, it's not racist. Get the fuck out of here. He ain't took down one white motherfucker's memorials yet. So let's be absolutely fucking clear. This isn't about heritage. It's about ideology. These motherfuckers are racist, and they're going to keep on putting up racist statues of the Confederate traitors and then taking down the people who actually fought for this country. And we're going to put up statues of the people who fought against America to keep everybody fucking turned into slaves. We're putting up statues for them. We're renaming bases for people who traded on America. This is ignorance at its highest capacity. Pete Hegseth, drunk ass, and Trump, they believe in rewriting American history to make sure that the black people acknowledgement and everything that we've done is gone. And they call it taking out woke. It's so fucking dumb. Now, nowhere near what the fuck woke mean, but they're so fucking stupid. Let's take out everything that has to do with black people. We'll kill woke. Fucking stupid shit, man.
That seems exactly like what they tried to do. But, they're trying to rebuild a military that's identity based on whitewashed patriotism. The idea that only certain contributors actually matter. And Black history just doesn't fit that narrative.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. I mean, we hear these people saying it out loud that the diversity is not our biggest strength. And Pete Hegseth is really pushing that openly. Diversity isn't a good thing for America. That's not something that we should be saying out loud. All the different people that's in your army, and you're going to disrespect all of them. America has always been diverse. It's never been a white country. And these people that's fighting to act like it's been just a white country is disgusting motherfuckers, man. The racism in this administration is just openly being just discussed like it's nothing. And look at them. They just make excuses for racism. Oh, the first owner of a slave was a black guy. Y'all are idiots, dog. That's not even true. And if it was, does that make it okay? That y'all kept people in slavery for 200-300 years? That makes it okay that your ancestors did that? Like, what the fuck are y'all talking about?
Right.
The shit y'all say is the dumbest shit ever. Dumb. Oh, Jim Crow laws were Southern Democrats. Yeah, the Democrats, the South used to be Democrats. They're not Democrats anymore. They're Republicans. The South are Republicans. Those are the same people. They haven't changed. They just switched to the Republican Party.
Just changed.
So I'm happy you put the Southern in there, because the South has always been racist, and just because they switched parties doesn't make them not racist anymore.
Right.
So that's awesome that you said the South, because we all know what the fuck the South has been about. The fact that they tried to erase these legacies in the first place tells us where this administration's values lie. and that racism is the most of their fucking ideologies.
And the fact that the public forced them to reverse some of these decisions shows that the people do care about the truth. American citizens care about what's being displayed.
Yeah, man. It's the ignorance, man. I'm gonna touch that ignorance right there, and that one Joe. I'm gonna say something about that ignorance that you just said, that you sold your own people. Now, I don't know if you even care, but an African tribe selling another African tribe that they were warring with, they didn't feel as though those were their people. They were from a different tribe, different countries, spoke a different language. They weren't their people. You see, all black people weren't the same in Africa. Every country and every tribe was different. See how you have people from Spain and people from France and Spain and France and England, how they warred. And it was never, they're warring with their own people. Why? Because it was France versus England. They had 100-year war. Was it warring with your own people then? No, it wasn't. It was the French against the English. And when they were selling people from a different tribe and country. You stupid fuck, Joe. Read a book. They were not looking at them as their people. They were not enslaving their people. They were people from a different country and tribe. So let's say, all right, cool. You're right, Joe. They're killing their own people. So right now, white people who are fighting in Ukraine, the Russians against them, they're killing their own people, right? Y'all killing your own people. What's going on with the white people? They're killing their own people.
And not to mention they're taking them out with the opioids.
They're killing their own people. Like, dog, you're so fucking using your fucking stupid ass knowledge. Why don't y'all go stop the war in Ukraine and Russia? They're the same. Why are they doing this to each other? Go stop them from killing their own people. Fucking dumbass motherfuckers, boy. You don't know history, man. Y'all know parts of history that tries to support y'all racist views. That's all y'all know.
Don't know what year
don't
the
know
party
shit,
switched.
Man. Pete Hegseth, Trump, and the erasure of black soldiers from the U.S. history is disgusting. And everything that they're doing is disgusting. And all you people on here that's trying to make up excuses for slavery and things that happened 100 years ago, there's no excuse for it. You could try to say all you want to. You're still a piece of shit. Your people were piece of shits. And the people who started this country that believed slavery was okay, they were pieces of shit. And all the people who perpetrated the shit, the 3/5 compromise, they were pieces of shit. All of them. And I don't care what y'all say.
Are the same. Yeah, y'all like to loop all black people as being the same.
You just looped us. You just said the whole continent of Africa they're all the same people. When we know it's like
people.
How many different fucking countries in Africa? Them motherfuckers didn't look at each other as the same. They all spoke different languages. They didn't look at it like that. America created this idea that all people that have the same tone are the same. Because it's never been that way. And it hasn't always been that way in America, because when the Italians came here, y'all didn't like them motherfuckers because they wasn't washed. They wasn't washed.
Came here either.
They wasn't the washed. They didn't like the Jews. They didn't like the Irish because they're Catholic, and they didn't like the Catholics. They weren't seen as part of the WASP group and the Protestants
because they didn't observe the same religion.
Fuck out of here.
That's why they were different.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all had the same skin tone, but y'all religiously celebrated something different. So y'all was different. But anybody that had brown skin, black skin, they was all the same.
Fuck out of here. Every group is different. We can keep playing that game all you want to. But let's go into this first video with Trump healthcare man and go ahead and play this. Now,
But Mr. President, with all due respect, you've been talking about fixing the health care insurance
plan
since
you can't
2015.
do it because of the Democrats.
But
That's
since
right.
2015, you've said you'd
I've been
fix it.
talking about it for a long time. We almost did it. We were one vote short. We would have had great health care.
Now, see, he's relying on you to not remember what he's talking about here, but we're not going to let that happen. So let's go back in time really quickly. When the Affordable Care Act was passed in 2010, about 50 million Americans had no health insurance. Costs were skyrocketing. Premiums had more than doubled in the decade leading up to Obama's presidency because we have a for-profit healthcare system that doesn't view healthcare as a public good, unlike every other high-income country in the entire world. And millions were locked out of coverage altogether if they had a pre-existing condition, things like cancer or asthma or pregnancy or even domestic violence injuries. Insurance companies could just say, nope, you're too high risk. Because of how broken the system had become, Obama ran on healthcare and won. He passed the Affordable Care Act, and as a result, about 20 million Americans gained access to coverage. Insurance companies could no longer deny people with pre-existing conditions, and costs were reduced for millions of low to moderate income Americans through subsidies. Republicans did not like this. They immediately framed the ACA as a government takeover, and over the next several years voted to repeal or defund it more than 60 times. But with Obama still in office, none of those efforts actually succeeded. But then Trump took office in 2017, and the Republicans put forth their own healthcare plan. Remember Paul Ryan? And the plan was basically just repeal Obamacare, eliminate subsidies that help lower income families, push people with pre-existing conditions into high-risk pools where their premiums would skyrocket, and expand HSAs that primarily benefit higher income Americans. All told, the CBO estimated that plan would kick 23 million people off health insurance. But it famously failed by a single vote in the Senate when Senator John McCain, despite his differences with Obama, cast the deciding no vote. His reasoning was literally that Republicans had no replacement plan. It would just kick a bunch of people off healthcare coverage, and that's still true today. There hasn't been a comprehensive Republican healthcare proposal since. If you remember, Trump never released a plan in this election cycle. He said he had concepts of a plan. It's just to repeal Obamacare and get more people off health insurance. That's the plan. Which is what they did with the Big Beautiful Bill last July, where the CBO estimates that 10 million people will lose healthcare coverage as a result of its passing. As part of that, the Republicans did not extend expanded ACA subsidies, which is extremely unpopular with the American people. Now the Democrats, as they do, have conceded based on a promise of fair negotiations by a party who has no intention of fairly negotiating this issue. And as a result, millions of people will see their health insurance premiums double or more next year. And when that happens, many will drop coverage altogether. That means fewer people getting preventive care, more delaying treatment until they're seriously ill and using the ER as their primary care office, and hospitals facing rising uncompensated costs, which get passed down to all of us. The result is a sicker population, higher long-term healthcare spending, and deeper health inequities, where wealthy people have a healthcare system that works and everybody else gets left behind.
Man, I love the way Jessica, I think it's Kanurick, the way she explains it and breaks it down. Shout out to her, man. She's always doing great videos explaining how these things work. And she's an excellent person to explain these things. And I definitely love the way she breaks it down. It's just no one in MAGA really cares. But as we're gonna see. And we're going to go back to the places that we were at before when it comes to Obamacare, and we're gonna be in a worse off place, and people shouldn't be going to the emergency room for care, and those are the things that we're trying to stop. That's why we're trying to get everyone to be insured so they can go to the doctor and get things taken care of. We're going to see a skyrocket of prices, a skyrocket of our premiums. And everybody that's just celebrating the downfall of the ACA, you will see. And once you pay for it, and once you see all the money go up the way they wanted the money to still go up at 15 years ago, it's going to be a problem.
If Trump gave people the money for health care like he said, we would have lower health care.
That is the dumbest shit I ever heard in my fucking life. Are you fucking kidding me? How the fuck giving the money to me is going to make your health care cheaper?
Oh,
you put the money into the system. That's how it makes it cheaper. You're gonna go take the money and go buy some fucking popcorn and some fucking Zuzus and Wham Whams. You're not gonna buy some fucking healthcare, you idiot. That is dumb. Fuck, man. People are gonna get that money and fuck it off. Like, we need something to go to the system, the healthcare system. That is the reason why we were putting money, these subsidies, into the system. For these people to cover us. We need coverage. We can't pay for this shit. Now, next, we're going to go into Trump dumbass booed at the NFL. Trump booed loudly at the Commanders versus Lions game. This is the way everybody fucking feels. They hate this guy by swearing in the military members. So, this was wild. Trump steps into the field on Veterans Day expecting applause and gets a wall of boos, long, loud, and sustained. Go ahead and run it a beautiful thing.
You solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States.
That was President Trump at halftime of the Commanders-Lions NFL game, receiving significant and sustained boos as he was featured on the stadium's jumbotrons, swearing in members of the U.S. military to honor Veterans Day. Trump is attending this game in Maryland on the 40th day of the government shutdown, affecting so many people in this region. And it comes after ESPN reported that the White House has had back-channel communications with the Washington Commanders, where the president has expressed interest in having the team's new stadium here in D.C. named after himself.
No.
White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt saying in a statement that it would, quote, surely be a beautiful name.
And dude, I'm so tired.
They want to take him back to the Washington Redskins.
Fuck out of here. And it wasn't a slip. It wasn't mixed. It was the whole stadium. When he said, do solemnly swear, the boos got louder. People are tired of this dude. Veterans are tired. Families are tired. They sick of his fucking face.
Sick of it.
And this man sending troops into Venezuela while cutting veterans programs. The public is letting him know they see through his bullshit performance. Let's go into the next clip, man. We got Hakeem Jeffries talking about Chuck Schumer and this garbage that the Democrats did by giving up on the fucking hold off.
Why do you think he is the right leader for this moment? And why do you think he should stay leader of Senate Democrats?
Yeah, as I've indicated, listen, Leader Schumer and Senate Democrats over the last 7 weeks have waged a valiant fight on behalf of the American people.
I have to disagree with you, man. Y'all look like idiots. Y'all made us look like idiots. Y'all did everything y'all can to hurt us and what we have going wrong by opening up the government. They gave Trump everything he wanted, and Habari Live, what's up?
Hey, what are y'all discussing today?
Right now we're just going over some of the clips and everything, but our main topic was Trump and the Epstein emails. What you want to talk about?
Well, you know, you keep saying that everybody's disgusted of Trump and tired of him and all this.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm not.
No, you like what he's doing?
Not.
Yeah. Tell me one policy that's helped you out that Trump has put in place so far.
Tax cut.
But they were just for the rich, though. How did that help you?
Are you
rich? Oh, okay. You rich? I got rich people.
No, I ain't rich.
Oh.
No, make $100,000 a year. That's it.
Man, we didn't get anything. I'll make about that. I ain't get nothing.
You didn't get nothing. You didn't get a tax cut.
No, we didn't get a tax cut for the $100,000. No, it was for people that was way above that. So
no, that's a lie. First of all,
mm-hmm.
He made the tax cuts that they did in the first term permanent. Then he also did away with federal taxes in the overtime, which helps us.
Most companies don't offer overtime.
Well, it does help the people.
Well, when you're a blue collar worker, they do.
Yeah, a lot of people get overtime. That helps some people, but I think there were some stipulations that were added in there that made it a little more difficult for people to collect that money, because the restraints that were put in to make sure that you only could make a certain amount of money, that kind of killed that.
What was the restraint on it? 250.
Right, exactly. The amount of money.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah. And then I think it was $15,000 per individual, wasn't it? Or was it $1,250 per individual or something like that?
You're talking about the maximum amount of overtime,
right?
The no tax on overtime is part of Trump's big beautiful bill, which is a tax reform package that that he passed in July. Beginning with the 2025 tax year, the No Tax on Overtime Act lets workers below a certain income threshold deduct up to $12,500 in qualified overtime compensation,
right?
Which means that on a joint return, a couple cannot deduct more than $25,000
together
from their federal income taxes.
That's a lot of money. That can help some people, definitely. So I can't say 100% that bill is, but the amount that was given to the permanent tax cuts were pretty much permanent for the rich is the part that's really hurting everyone, and that's where most of the tax cuts are going.
How does that hurt you?
That hurts me because programs that he cut money from will hurt the economy and will also hurt us as we have to pay more for products because of the amount of money that is being taken out of the economy when it comes to SNAP benefits, when it comes to schooling. All these things help the economy. And him taking these monies out of well, I mean, he cut healthcare for sure. And
for
he
illegal
also
immigrants.
No, not for illegal immigrants. This is going to be for everyone.
Illegal immigrants and people that did not qualify for it.
No, ma'am.
Illegal immigrants already
do
not qualify for health care.
Okay, you already know that states were giving illegal immigrants health care.
Well, illegal immigrants do get some health care because of ER.
Because they can go to the emergency
But that is not being touched. No one's touching that. But what they cannot get is health care insurance from Obamacare or ACA. But the subsidies that are being taken away are going to hurt us. They're going to cause premiums to explode. My premium has already went up. And those things are going to hurt you in the long run because your premiums for insurance is going to cost more, which is
going to... They were already hurting my insurance. My insurance has tripled in the past 3 years.
Yeah, now it's going to hurt more.
Tripled.
So get ready for it. It's going to go up even more now.
It is not. If you take it, first of all, they need to do away with the ACA.
They need to do away with, we need a single payer system, period.
It's not working. It's not working.
Our system is not working, correct.
More money, when you put more government money into something, prices go up because it's guaranteed money.
I mean, the ACA was keeping prices down, though.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
It's there now, and it rose and rose and rose and rose every year.
Well, the thing is this. Insurance companies could not raise their prices more than 15%. Without going to the government and talking to the government and telling them why they are raising their prices more than 15%. So they have been able to keep costs down by putting in provisions that would make them have to explain why they are raising their prices. So the prices went up.
They can raise it 15% and not say nothing about it.
Under 15%, right? So they could do certain things.
Every year they can raise it 14% every year and nothing be said.
Correct,
and that's what's been happening.
Right, I agree.
Because when we had insurance before the ACA, and we had more markets open where we could pick and choose who we wanted.
Right.
It was a whole lot cheaper.
But the problem, the ACA only had a few companies that wanted to insure the ACA. So it wasn't a whole lot of companies and it wasn't a lot of options. So that's why it wasn't that many options, because only the companies that said they would work with the government, ensure that with that money and take those subsidies were the people that were insuring them. So going to the ACA, no, it wasn't a lot of options. Private insurance definitely has more options. Private insurance definitely is better in America, but this was just a way to try to make the costs not explode. And I think that doing away with the ACA, and Trump has done a lot to hurt it since he's been in office the first time, our prices are going to skyrocket. And they have no plan to fix those prices skyrocketing by removing the ACA. And that's what most people have the problem.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do have a plan.
Okay.
What's the
Open
plan?
the market up.
Okay, so here's my question to you.
Choices.
Here's my question to you.
Uh-huh.
Is it okay that the government subsidizes between 72 and 75% of all federal workers' insurances? And the ACA was designed to provide the American people with those same subsidies, that same access.
Mm-hmm.
So is it okay for the American people to pay all of their health care insurance when the government is subsidizing the federal workers' health insurance already?
Shouldn't we get that
Shouldn't we get that same access?
Right.
Do we deserve that same access as they do?
But they don't, though.
They don't. They don't. The federal workers are using government subsidized insurance. The government is subsidizing their insurance. So do we, the normal people who are not federal workers, are we not entitled to that same level of health care that the federal workers are entitled to?
What do you mean that level?
Okay, so federal workers have a better tier for their government subsidized health care.
Mm-hmm.
Are we, the American people who are not federal workers, are we not entitled to that same level of health care insurance that the government workers already receive?
That the senators.
Yes. You can pick what insurance you have.
Okay, so that's exactly what the ACA was designed to do. It was designed to give us that same level of care so that way we can have that same level of care that the government employees already receive.
Yeah.
The ACA forces my insurance to cover me as a 50-plus-year-old woman, childbearing insurance. I'm not going to have any more kids, but I have to have it because you have to give it to everybody, right?
Yeah.
See, I'm paying for that I don't need.
But that's the way insurance works, though.
I don't need.
I'm not sure about that situation, but we all have to pay into it,
right?
To make sure that sometimes it's that way. But we all have to pay into this system, even though we may not be the people that are adding to the problem.
Exactly.
We may be healthy, but we have to pay for the people that are not healthy. Because that's the way the system works.
Wait a minute, why?
Just like you may be one of the best drivers,
not healthy.
Just like you may be one of the best drivers that's on the roads, right? You have the cleanest driving record. You have no accidents, no tickets, no anything, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
But there are other people who in America who are not the safest drivers, correct?
Right.
Right.
So those insurance companies are looking at those risky drivers and telling us who are not risky drivers, hey, we have to compensate for these risky drivers because we know that there's going to be some type of accident that may happen. That's exactly how health insurance is working.
Everybody to have insurance. When they forced everybody to have insurance, that's what happened. Everybody started paying for everybody else. Well, I'm not here to pay for everybody else's bill.
That's what America, that's what a society, that's what society does, though. We help each other out.
Society helps people that they want to help. Government should not force them to help.
Unfortunately, that's how insurance works, though. We have to, the more people in insurance.
That's how our government is working right now.
Right.
You know
that is not us.
Most insurance companies are a for-profit. They're private for-profit companies.
Yeah.
Yes, but when the government forces everybody in the country to have it, then they can jack their prices up.
But
just like the country forces everybody in the country to have
car insurance. Right.
That's what I'm talking about. That's why insurance is high.
They force it's to keep it low is the reason why they force us to have it.
Okay, so your car insurance is not going up.
Yes, it has gone up. I'm not
Every 6 months your car insurance rates go up.
But this is because of bad drivers and wrecks and accidents.
Not me. Not because of me.
No, it's because
not
of other
because
people.
of you, but it is because of other people who are on the road.
And that's what happens when government gets in everything.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happens.
It's a double-edged sword.
Guaranteed money by the government, they will jack their prices up.
Mm-hmm.
But the car insurance companies do not receive money from the government. So what's your response to that?
They got a mandate, though. The mandate is from the government.
Everybody has to have insurance, but the government does not provide the car insurance any subsidies the way they provide healthcare insurance companies.
No, they don't. But everybody that has a driver's license must carry insurance.
Definitely.
So they're guaranteed that money.
Yes, but it's also guaranteeing that people aren't getting to wrecks with people who are not insured.
Exactly.
And people who are not going to pay for the wrecks that they are in. So it's like I said, it's a double-edged sword, man. I don't like insurance companies either. They do rip us off. Why don't we get a check at the end of the year if I've done everything I'm supposed to do
and I haven't
and
used
I didn't
my
get
premiums.
into a wreck?
Right.
I haven't done anything. Why don't I get a rebate check back saying, here, thanks for being a safe driver? But they don't do that.
I agree with you 100%. I agree with that.
It doesn't happen that way.
I have not had a speeding ticket since I was 20-something years old.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't had any wrecks. I don't have anything on my license. And mine still goes up.
But you still pay your
up.
insurance premium, and that insurance premium goes up for your car insurance every 6 months to a year,
Yep.
correct?
Yeah.
And that's exactly what's happening with our health insurance. Even though you may be healthy, you may not go to the doctor as often as other people do of someone who may be a sickly person. We're all still paying towards those premiums every month.
Mm-hmm.
We're all still
That's my
using
point,
it, but
though.
we're not.
That's exactly.
We're not getting
you're
anything
saying
back
the same
from it.
thing.
But what can you
You're
do?
saying the same thing that I'm saying.
Right,
though.
we are. But what can you do? What can we really do to fix that, though? What can we do to fix that?
I think that we ought to open up the market as far as health insurance goes. Open up the market. Let California's insurance come to Alabama or go to Tennessee, wherever.
Okay.
Whoever's got an insurance company go across the country, go across state lines, because they can't do that right now.
No.
And that way,
and it's
people have
because of
more
licensing.
choice.
Yeah.
When you have more choice, they bring the prices down because they're fighting for everybody's money.
Right. That's understandable. But you also have to, there's factors that play into that. Let's say California does go to Alabama, right?
Uh-huh.
So California health insurance companies, those insurers that are specifically for the state of California, what they're going to have to do is become licensed and credentialed in the state of Alabama. So that means that now that insurance company not only has to have compliance with the state of California, they now have to have a separate set of compliances with the state of Alabama.
And that's what Trump wants to do. He's not great at explaining things, but that's what he wants to do.
He
wants
said
to say,
he wants to give.
If you have a license in California, then that license should be good enough for the rest of the country.
He said that he wants those healthcare subsidies, those payments, to instead of those subsidies going to the health insurers, he wants them to go directly to the American people.
My
Yes,
only.
he has said that. Yep.
Before we end this off, though, this is the last point. I just don't get. We've had 50 years of the open market when it comes to healthcare.
Yes,
it has not.
And it was a lot cheaper.
It's the most expensive that it's been ever. We've had problem with the expenses for decades. I don't know how anything that we are trying to implement by giving them more reign is going to give us a better price.
Giving who more reign?
Giving the insurance companies more places that they can go to. I don't see how that's going to give us a cheaper price because they've been doing this for decades, bending us over.
Let me say it this way. Say we've got 5 insurance companies right now fighting for everybody in the country to get their money, right?
Right.
Okay, they can have their prices kind of high because there's only 5 of them. Okay, let's say there's 5,000 companies fighting for everybody's money.
Right.
The price is going to come down. When they're trying to fight for every dime they get from every customer, they're going to bring their prices down. They're going to bring their health care levels up.
Right.
They're going to say, okay, we'll cover this for a lot less money.
It hasn't worked in car insurance. There's thousands and thousands of car insurance companies.
I just told you why. I told you why.
So many
When I was
options.
16 years old, I only paid $25 a month for full coverage.
I remember paying for full coverage one number by $25.
You know why? Because there was not a mandate on insurance back then.
Yeah, I mean, I could see what you're saying, but there was a lot of problems with people not having insurance getting into wrecks. So, like I said, it's a double-edged sword, though. Right, there's still problems right there, but they wasn't as big as it was back then as it is today. We don't see that as much today as we did then.
People couldn't afford $25 back then. They can afford $100 now.
You can't even keep your license if you don't have insurance nowadays. So it's happening a lot less than it is then. But what's your name?
It's Tanya.
All right, Tanya. We appreciate you calling in. We're gonna go ahead and end it off today. We appreciate you calling.
Appreciate it.
Make sure you hit the subscribe button if you hadn't already. Thanks for calling, though.
All right. Thank you.
Have a good rest of your day.
All right, you too.
Thanks, Tanya, for calling in.
I want to go back to your point real quick on the.
You can take that off on the call in, please. We're about to end it.
I want to go back to your point on the car insurance about there being a mandate, because there's no federal mandate. No federal U.S. mandate.
State by state has a mandate
that says that everyone has to have car insurance.
It's state.
Massachusetts was the first state to require compulsory auto insurance in 1925, followed by other states over the next few decades. Yeah. And by the 1940s, most states had implemented mandatory insurance laws. And today, 49 states, including the District of Columbia, do require it, with New Hampshire being the only exception. You're not required to have car insurance in the state of New Hampshire.
I wonder if it's cheaper up there, if their insurance, if that idea or theory would work in New Hampshire, insurance would be a lot cheaper. You know, that's the Republican theory in a lot of things. The free market will save everyone, and if you make the free market more open to more people, then the prices will go down. And I just don't that it's never worked that way. We've seen through history, it just hasn't worked. It has done nothing but got more and more expensive. The more these companies get together and they decide on what they're going to fucking charge everybody. And we've seen that. We've seen these companies do this.
We've seen apartment complex companies.
Yeah, they do it. They do it, man. They get together and they decide, hey, we're going to charge this. This is
how much are the
line.
American people willing to pay?
Yeah, and I do think that they use a lot of market values to do these things, but they're not going to give us a fucking break. It's not going to happen. And we're going to have to, the only thing that's going to save us, and when it comes to this system of healthcare, is a single payer system, period, man. And we have to figure out a way to implement something where everybody is covered. And we have to stop worried about other people. And so many people are worried about the next door neighbor getting care or somebody else getting care that they don't deserve. And it's crap. We just have to go to a single payer system, or we're going to keep fighting about little things that really don't fucking matter.
We have to care about our neighbors, our community. Because if we don't, things start to fall apart. Things start to shatter.
Yeah.
You have communities who are typically close-knit, but now they're not.
Right.
Now no one knows what's going on, which means that most Americans don't have that village that they used to have back in the day.
Yeah. So we have to do a better job as Americans of caring about each other and trying to put in a system that works for everyone. So we're going to skip over the rest of our clips today. We did most of them anyway, so that's fine. We're going to go ahead and get up out of here. Please make sure that you guys hit the subscribe button. We'll be back on Wednesday at
help us get that 10K.
6 p.m. Yes, help us get to 10,000. Wednesday, 6 p.m. We'll be back. Make sure you guys will stay tuned, and we'll have this discussion again, man, and sit around and we'll talk about what's going on and call in. We have people call in and we'll talk. And like I said, man, we like people that call in and we can talk about these things without yelling and screaming at each other and calling names. This is how America gets better. This is how we heal. All right. Thanks for everybody for watching. Peace out.
Holla, holla.
Thanks for watching another episode of Habari Live. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and get updates on news, the podcast, and more. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter. And don't forget to visit www.habarientertainment.com. See you next week. Peace.
There you go, bro.
17.5. No, 17.6 today.
We did what?
17.6.
17.6.
I cannot spend.
Like 3,000.
That was on Wednesdays.
That was Wednesdays. How
Yeah. Saturdays we usually do about 40 to 50,000. So to do what would you say, 16,000 a day?
Yeah, 17.6.
That's low for us.
But I did see we kept about 195 people on there today. Why not? Why?
Because they won't let me send it from this. Because I think it's